It was an inside game, a total rigged system. You had the congressional people, the elected officials, the incumbents, drawing their own district.
Fed up with the system of letting politicians draw their own districts, California's citizens decided enough was enough.
I think it was a grassroots process where people realized that we've got to break this stranglehold on California politics.
Right, let's give the power back to the people. That's what this is all about. Not have the politicians go in a back room and slap each other in the back, smoke a stogie and come up with an agreement, smiling both, and then draw up the district lines that look totally stupid.
In 2008, California voters passed Proposition 11, creating the state's first independent Citizens Redistricting Commission.
Thank you.
The first step was to recruit citizens to take on this enormous responsibility.
I am urging African Americans to apply to become paid commissioners, to draw the lines that will determine our community's power in state government for the next 10 years.
In our wildest dreams, we had thought maybe a couple hundred, if we're lucky, 1,000 people will apply. And I think the thing that really blew us away was that 30,000 people applied to become one of the 14 commissioners.
People from all over California applied. A small business owner from San Gabriel.
It seemed like such an extraordinary opportunity to be part of something historic.
A city architect from San Diego.
This may be something I can put a feather in my head and say when I'm 98 years old I did something.
An urban planner from Oakland.
I know a lot about maps, I know a lot about demographics, so I thought it was worth a try.
But to get on the commission, they first had to go through the application process. It's essentially a combination of jury selection, college essays, and the lottery. Step one was to submit an application.
So you apply and write essays, just like you did to get into college. And that gets read by the state auditor's office.
The second step was to sit down for an interview with a review panel.
You had to disclose quite a bit about everyone that you were related to or affiliated with to make sure there were no conflicts of interest. Go through an extensive interview process and public comment period. So that alone helped me realize that the stakes were higher than I had thought.
At this point, only 60 applicants were left. The review panel sent their list to legislative leaders, and they removed candidates with a conflict of interest. And after all that, the essays, the interviews, the background checks, it was left up to chance.
As you can see, we have a bingo cage. We have 3 sets of bingo balls. For each, we're going to have 3 separate drawings.
There was a specific time that the final lottery, once all the vetting and interviews had happened, when the lottery, those of us who were the lucky ones, were chosen. And I saw my ball get picked out of the lotto machine, and then my phone rang within a couple of moments.
And it's a matter of, you had to give your answer right at that moment. Are you still in? So I said, yes, I am. And that was it.
Did you know you were signing yourself up for?
Not a clue. I don't think anybody could have known what it was going to be like in the end. You know, wonderful and terrible at the same time. But really, it was kind of pitched as, you could do this in your spare time. you can keep your life going, and then you can do redistricting, and it didn't work.